Investigations reveal that GTC dispatched between 150 to 350 visas and passports daily. Therefore, on average, about 250 visas and passports were dispatched daily by GTC. Mr. Speaker, this implies that yearly GTC dispatched approximately 62,500 visas and passports. Mr. Fred Kwarteng has therefore been raking in an estimated $1,859,375 United States dollars annually for courier services alone. That is for courier services alone. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, you can comprehend.
Honorable, hold on. Yes, leader.
Mr. Speaker, I rise under Order 91-2A. And Mr. Speaker, it reads that a Minister of State may make a statement of government policy, and the statement shall be limited to facts. Mr. Speaker, it should be limited to facts which are necessary to be made known to the House. Mr. Speaker, based on the statement he's saying and the figures he's quoting, it is his own assumption. They are not facts. They are not facts. They are not facts.
Honorable leader.
No, they are not facts.
Honorable leader.
So, Mr.
No. How will you know that it's not a fact?
Mr. Speaker, the minister is making his statement based on assumption, and assumptions are not facts. Yes, I have a copy of the statement. He's assuming. Oh, these are not facts, Mr. Speaker.
The
minister must limit himself to
Honorable
facts.
Habib.
And what he's saying is not facts.
Honorable Habib, you are a leader. That is why I gave you that opportunity. But how can you say that the minister's figures he's turning out are not facts?
Mr. Speaker, if you read the minister's statement,
Who gave you that statement?
No, yes, I have a copy of the statement. I have it here. Mr. Speaker, the minister is not being factual because all the figures he's giving is based on assumption. It's based on assumption.
Very well. You say that. Yes. Leader.
Mr. Speaker,
I don't know. What?
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, let me state for the record that I am happy to make available that a substantial sum he earns annually after adding fees for assisting applicants in completing their visa and passport forms, which, as I've emphasized, was an illegal enterprise, not approved under our Fees and Charges Act. By analysis made by the as instructed facts, and that has to be emphasized. Mr. Speaker, I take paragraph 17 again. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, you can comprehend that a substantial sum he earns annually after adding fees for assisting applicants in completing their visa and passport forms, which, as I've emphasized, was an illegal enterprise, not approved under our Fees and Charges Act. By analysis made by the audit team, the fact-finding team, which is a team, as I've said earlier, made up of distinguished senior diplomats, management of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Mr. Fred Kwarteng was making $4.8 million annually from his unlawful enterprise. It is important to emphasize that there was no share of this amount to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Given that these are funds that were derived from unauthorized operations, it has become imperative to invite the Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, and the Attorney General to investigate, trace the proceeds, and prosecute Fred Kwarteng and his collaborators, as instructed by the President. Mr. Speaker, I'm glad to inform you that the ministry has promptly done. The investigation also revealed that the Auditor General's office had raised concerns about the embassy's operations and financial management some 2 years ago. Specifically, the audit findings highlighted issues with procurement practices and financial accountability, which seem to have been ignored or inadequately addressed. Right Honourable Speaker, the investigations revealed that Fred Quartin's company, GTC, was initially jointly owned with his ex-wife, which raises additional questions about the nature of their business relationship and potential conflict of interest. Admissions from Fred Quartin himself when he met the audit finding team, as well as current and former staff of the embassy, confirm that he did not act alone in this matter. It appears that there may have been a network of individuals involved in this web of corruption, which underscores the need for thorough investigation and accountability. We must contemplate the motivation behind the creation of a system that benefits a few individuals at the bottom of the food chain at our diplomatic mission. Mr. Speaker, in light of these findings, and in accordance with the reset agenda, my ministry took the following decisive actions with the full blessing of President John Mahama. 1, the immediate dismissal of Mr. Fred Quartin. 2, the recall of all staff of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs posted to the Washington mission. 3, the swift dissolution of the embassy's IT department. 4, the suspension of all the embassy's locally recruited staff. 5, the Auditor General was promptly invited to conduct a forensic audit of all transactions. Mr. Speaker, upon arrival, the team led by the ambassador encountered a backlog of over 2,300 visa applications. And I'm sure that honorable members have seen a number of videos about frustrations being expressed by visa applicants at the Washington embassy. Mr. Speaker, there was also no structured filing or tracking system in place, compounding the issue. An average of 350 new applications were being submitted daily. The situation was highly disorganized and required urgent intervention. Mr. Speaker, I arrived at the mission on 1st June 2025 to personally assess the situation on the ground. During my visit, I held meetings with both local and home-based staff, where I clearly conveyed the government's position on the matter. I underscored that Mr. Frederick Quartin, the principal suspect in this case, along with any accomplices, will be held fully accountable under the law. This includes cooperating with U.S. authorities to freeze their accounts linked to this criminal enterprise. Right Honourable Speaker, I issued a series of directives which are currently being enforced. The establishment of an internal investigative committee to probe all locally recruited staff. IOCO has been formally notified to pursue Mr. Fred Quartin, to trace the proceeds of crime, and to have him brought to Ghana for prosecution. A complete overhaul of the IT department and digital platforms. The streamlining of the Client Services Center to enhance transparency. Implementation of a secure and trackable mailing system. Renovation of the Chancery building to uplift its deteriorating image. And introduction of a biometric clocking system to monitor staff attendance. Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to report that significant progress has been made between 27th May and 13th June 2025. A total of 4,472 visas were processed and issued. 3,588 passports were dispatched. A further 3,729 visa applications were received. And all visa backlog cases from April and May 2025 have now been fully processed. To manage the high volume of applications, the mission's working hours have been extended from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., with some officers working beyond 10 p.m. And Mr. Speaker, I must commend the dedication and commitment of our diplomats in rising to this challenge. Mr. Speaker, the mission's IT infrastructure has been fully reconfigured.
After the multi-team parliament. At the end, the Okudzeto Ablakwa can the enya no cre. The Okudzeto Ablakwa can deny a force. In any country, Biano or Senka the walking or Senka minister get the impeach no. Ibe munka saying you abejan catch say the Okudzeto can enya no cre. After mu like musu. On say at the end the equity amo the much as they screaming. The entire time the Minister for Foreign and Affairs no, I say him saying Samuel Jinapono. And no, Tamana Nema Winya was a Wama mountain maker, Munya Mu screaming. Honorable Habit say standing on this now one says a ding, what must stand a now can't speak and say, the Okudzeto can the Engano crep. A angel mess make a mint here. Becca, Samuel Jamponson Becca, the Okudzeto cano a different from on the Omadima. It also means say, Nema Becosunti, Okudzeto and things and go for even the speaker and fine catchings on one transit. Honor the Omo Okudzeto and can and answer. Now, Munona Okudzeto Ablakwa can say that NPP scandals no, or the Ama Attorney General, Dominic or the Ama Yoko. You can the ensure that a Fed air quarter artists or the $48 million wide when annually our airport or our embassies. How do much as a horse can as a to jam and check a paper dragon from a US to Ghana for immediate prosecution for immediate arrest. After my barber 1980 to screaming or parliament. Yenya Aseme mpana yenye like time mpana Okudzeto mfanyamo. Abejan kanjese do no kaneno kwe. Kamnengo trans niema esa kwose ba yele nkomo chine asato aso.
So right honorable Speaker, for emphasis going back to paragraph 16. Following the COVID-19 pandemic, the mission adopted a fully online mailing system for visa and passport dispatch, managed by Heaṭ. Under this arrangement, applicants were offered delivery options via FedEx and USPS, for which they were charged a whopping $29.75 United States dollars. Additionally, GTC also aids applicants in completing visa and passport forms for a fee between 60 and 100 United States dollars per applicant. Mr. Speaker, it will interest you to know that 99% of all applicants utilize the services of GTC, meaning 99% of all applicants paid the extra $29.75, which was not approved by this House. Investigate.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Honorable, please. Yes, leader, let's hear you.
Mr. Speaker, let's take the work we do here seriously. We are here as members of Parliament to hold the executive accountable. We have a right to demand that members of the executive, specifically ministers, are brought to this House to brief us on certain matters. Mr. Speaker,
Leader, just address me.
Mr. Speaker, when this incident occurred, no less a person than the minority leader came to this House and demanded that we summon the Minister for Foreign Affairs to come and answer questions why he had closed our mission down for 2 days. That is the minority leader himself. The minister is here. Now, let us educate ourselves on parliamentary processes. When a minister stands here and makes a statement
And we feel strongly that he has misinformed the House. In some jurisdictions, it is grounds for the removal of the minister. In some jurisdictions, in the UK, it is basis for the minister to be impeached by the House. So when the minister comes and is making a statement, let's listen to him. When we finish and we have issues about certain factual statements made by the minister, we can then take the minister on. That's what we do. But when the minister is making the statement and then people in the front bench get up and then they interrupt the minister, this is not how we do it. If he makes a statement and mentions a figure, you have a right later on to go and investigate and interrogate those figures. You can come back to this House and demand that the minister be taken on because he has presented an inaccurate figure. The minister has no responsibility to give us and share copies with us. But the fact that we are holding copies doesn't mean that we shouldn't listen to him. It is what he says here that is important, not what is in the statement. He can actually amend while speaking what is in the statement. He can amend it. He can amend it. If he himself notices that something is inaccurate in the written statement, he can, in delivery, amend it himself. What we will hold him by is what he says. So I plead with you. If you want the ministers to keep coming and answering our questions and making statements when we summon them, let's accord them the opportunity to do so.
Leader, thank you. Honorable Minister, please continue.
I'm grateful to you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me state for the record that I am happy to make available that a substantial sum he earns annually after adding fees for assisting applicants in completing their visa and passport forms, which, as I've emphasized, was an illegal enterprise, not approved under our Fees and Charges Act. By analysis,
isuna mbuso parliament no enye no kwampo no Okudzeto Ablakwa de odi o enye kikemu no ene ade mbe na o de odi sina CJ suspend CJ kind no matter how the noise that make, the law is the law. Enti untimi megina won kikemu enche Ghana for enkikan de open the enku parliament enkanche just say parliament no, even the whole world wide the air share that parliament no. Ujina parliament can't change minister say the minister can a force. So true statement whenever. True statement whenever workers the minister can air force. So air force there any also for the very like for the bra. Also concrete evidence that just need any air force for the but even po I know and a year the majority leader. A year Mama Yaga a change to say Ani Ambano. Yembe diagro ani ambano yemba mambe ye a back and forth be our yaba represent Ghana ye represent Ghana yani baba kontokwa ani yaba be kekikem se minister ne address ni issue ya now so kwa kwene wa findings on the bar na parliament nya de so wan mi say the minister no be kind BB atwe no a force then ya de ne atwena so impeachment when de ne impeach no e be na ne feel because on true statement de enfam ba bontin now the minister ne go so kasa no wa sori gina ka je Ghana for nyina say because you are representing Ghana, you are representing your constituency. You can ba honorable Habib. If you are representing your constituency, I think I'll be now can same way Ghana for say the minister can adding and you're not clear. How would you know say the Okudzeto Ablakwa or Azumi keke or Azumi for a year state a year back figures? The figures no all making us say be $4.8 million, $48 million, $1.1 million, $10,000 in a factual statement. So a factual statement of how they play interested in fabric. Feno brand news and penny also the near no great. And also anti me maker. ɛno na maa ya guy atwe adwene so kan o catch speaker nke be ya o ka bi minche that honorable bid said the oye no se bi eni ngwa se pa no ere ogu ne ho ani mase no isumi be ne keke mu ne samo gina boni ma mu yo parliament no izanza na o foreign and affair nti we say definitely hu be boom because samo Okudzeto Ablakwa say they represented this case to Attorney General Dominic or represent this case to Iyoko so they meet Messi no or represented this case to Iyoko so they meet my report Fed quarting no it's maba Ghana now arrest boy arresting by soon debate my SU no any prosecution ye be kwaso na mu titi mo parliament yenya moden bibriba mo Kenya yenya moden you need that agenda mo you need that agenda mo enti owe no say eniema koso foreign affair no especially embassy more represent Ghana USA UK the no eniema mo ye no na foreign affairs minister Okudzeto Ablakwa about this document we any that case I would represent to the parliament Ghana for the citizen or it's in kwampo say ya fa ebinum kwampo from opposition kwampo wabegina wa kasa sa enso kyereze you need that agenda mamo and we say be na beto dey bit my achi adwen or comment sese bidin so ahya madam for so nya bi ahwe haya for anje chakam na